Hello everyone, this is Shatarupa and today I'm back again with another verbal ability session. And I know Wipro and lot other companies are hiring right now on campus, off campus, everywhere, and verbal is a huge part of it. Even organizations are asking to write essays and a lot of things. So yeah, I've seen certain requests that was sent by you to put up some short tricks and videos like that for verbal ability. I'm looking forward to it. You might be getting it in one or two sessions, suppose, and I suppose that this session will as well be very helpful on verbal ability. So let's start with the first question. The first question says correct the statement. So I again give you 30 seconds for it. Give it a try and I'll solve it after that. Alright. So the question says the workers are hell bent at getting what is due to them, right? Hell bent. The term here is bent, right? Always remember the word like bent is always followed by a word like upon, right? You're always bent upon something to get something done, right? So always the word bent is followed by the word upon. They come in together hand in hand, okay? It cannot be just bent at, it is bent upon. Bent at is wrong, okay? It's always look at, okay? You're never bent at something, you're always bent upon. Bent upon means you're always leaning towards, you're lean upon, right? You're getting responsible for something, you're depending upon something. That is where the term bent is used, okay? Hell bent upon something for getting something done, right? So what will be your correct answer? The correct answer is option number C. The statement will be the workers are hell bent at is written, at will not be there, it will be upon and then getting, okay, what is due to them, right? So bent is followed by upon, okay? So now buddies, I'll be getting you a list of words that are followed by certain words and it is mandatory to use them, right? Without which the statement is actually grammatically a wrong statement, okay? So bent is followed by upon, so your answer is in option number C, that is hell bent upon getting what is due to them. Great. Similarly, I have another question and it's also a correct statement. Your 30 seconds starts now. Give it a try. Okay. Now, when it was morning, they decided to put at and in. Doesn't this sound incomplete? It does, right? Put is a word that is followed by up. You always put up things, right? You look at, but you put up, right? Even at times we use the word look up, right? So there are different situations when you use these phrases, right? Now what is it saying? That's in the morning, some people decided to put at an in. What is this put at an in justify? It means to show up, okay? To meet, okay? To go there in the morning and meet at an inn. Inn is something like a hotel, something like a restaurant, okay? Not exactly a restaurant but a hotel where you can stay as well, right? So that's something an inn, okay? So put up at, so the statement will complete using an up in between put and at, okay? So always put up, show up, look up, okay? Even look at is there. So there are different scenes where you use things, but put is incomplete without up. You always put up. Okay, the teacher must have told you in school, put up this at the notice board, right? Put it up, put up. So it is a phrase that comes hand in hand. Okay, so your answer is in option number, I suppose, D, right? Put up at. Okay, so in correct this statement, where is the error? The error is here, put at. It's not just put at, it is put up at. Okay, great. So moving ahead to the third question, I don't think this is a difficult word because the answer is in the word itself. Howsoever, your 30 seconds starts now. Give it a try. Alright. You know how I remember this word erroneous? Erroneous, the word itself has a word error in it, which means wrong, right? And that is the meaning of the word. So erroneous means wrong, and that is the meaning of the word, and your answer is in option number B. That is wrong. Enormous, irradiated, and weak is not what erroneous aims to say. Okay, it means to say you're wrong. You have made an erroneous decision. Erroneous decision means you have made a wrong decision. Okay, right? So that is what erroneous means. It means something that's wrong, something that's not right. Okay, that is erroneous. At times, what happens? Instead of synonyms, they ask you for antonyms, just the opposite. Okay, and at that time you must be thinking, what does this mean? So remember, erroneous had a word in it that is error, and the word of that error means wrong. So opposite of wrong is right. So always read what is asked in the question. If it is synonyms, go for synonym. If it is antonyms, make sure that it is antonyms. Okay, it's not the meaning, it's the opposite, right? Similarly, there is another word, innocuous. I want you to please find out the answer in 30 seconds. Do it quickly. Okay. Now, innocuous. This generally is a word that is used along with animals. Okay. Suppose I say porcupine is an innocuous animal. What does this statement mean? Innocuous. It means not harmless. Something that is not harmless is innocuous. Okay? Right? That means porcupine is not a harmless animal. Right? So, sorry, innocuous means harmless. Okay? That means a porcupine is an harmless animal. Okay? Innocuous refers to harmless. Okay? So, what will be this opposite of innocuous? It will be someone who's not, like something like that, not harmless, right? So, actually, innocuous is a word that comes along with animals. It generally is used with animals that do not harm people. Not people, anyone else, okay? But you cannot use the word innocuous with some one like a tiger, like a lion, like a bear, leopard. You can't use it along with these animals, okay? Because they are not innocuous in nature. They are not harmless. They do harm people, right? So innocuous word means harmless. Someone who doesn't harm things, okay? So your answer is in option number B. Okay, at times the word may sound a little negative, but on the other hand, it does have a positive meaning. So, at that cases, you need to remember the example of a sentence. Okay, always remember, majorly innocuous is a word that is used along with animals, which refers to harmless animals. Okay, like rabbits. Okay, alright, like rabbits. There are many other things that do not harm people. Okay, maybe a pet dog, right? So they don't harm. So generally innocuous is a term that comes along with animals. So porcupine is an innocuous animal. What does that mean? It means it is an harmless animal, it won't harm, right? At times what happens, the opposite of innocuous is asked. Majorly the opposite is asked of innocuous, right? So at that case, make sure you mark it as not harmless. Not harmless means someone who harms people or anything, okay? Someone who harms, okay? It's harming, right? Got it? Great. Here your answer is in option number B, that is harmless. Moving on, this is the opposite, okay? So your 30 seconds starts now, give it a try. Okay. Now flagicious, it is a term generally used by the Latins, and it has been derived from the word known as known as shameful crime. Okay, from the word shameful crime, the word flagitious has been derived. Okay, now what does this word flagitious actually has to do? The word flagitious was generally used with prisoners. Okay, the prisoners, if they had a shameful crime, they were termed as a flagitious person. Okay, so flagitious means someone who has done a shameful crime. That means that person is not a innocent one, right? So what will be the opposite of not innocent? It is someone who is innocent, someone who hasn't done any kind of crime like you and me, right? That is what flagitious means. Okay, so your answer is in option number A. Okay, that is innocent. Vapid, ignorant, frivolous is something different. Okay, remember flagitious was initially used for prisoners who did shameful crime. It's having a Greek Latin origin, so there it was generally used as flagitious, right? I know the words are a little complex, but yeah, we need to improve the complexity so we get to know why and how and where to use these terms, right? Okay, moving ahead. Commission. Now I suppose this term has become very common. Once this social media started, there are a lot of commission artworks that happen, right? So commissioned. 30 seconds have started, give it a try. See, keep in mind that you have to find the opposite of commissioned. Okay. So commission generally means there are two things, okay? It means that to pay someone who can do a piece of work for you, or it basically holds for someone who has been designated a proper post. Okay, someone holding a post, someone who's designated, that is known as commissioned. Okay, now what does this commissioned has to do with these two things, right? We say that this piece of work is a commissioned artwork, right? Or this piece of work was a commissioned artwork, right? So commissioned, the term actually means that it starts. Okay, starts, to start. That is what commissioned means. Okay, whenever you're commissioned, whenever you're designated, whenever you're paid to do something, your work starts. Okay, so what will be the opposite of start? It will not be closed, but the major word that is used is terminated or cancelled. Okay, a commissioned work is either finished. Why finished? Finished because they have paid you and you complete it. Else they take back the payment and the work is terminated or cancelled. Or else you are designated, you start your work after your retirement, you're finished with that, and then you are terminated or your that duty is cancelled. Okay, you're no more a commissioned worker, you're no more doing a commissioned artwork or something like that. Okay, got it? So commission generally means to begin with. Okay, and opposite of begin with is to get terminated or cancelled. Alright. So basically commissioned is used with two things. One is a designation and other is to get paid for. Okay, so that is generally linked with that. Right? So opposite will be terminated. So I can see terminated. Okay, so that is in option number D. Clear? Great. Moving ahead, fill in the blanks. Your 30 seconds starts now. Give it a try. Okay. So the question says Rajiv failed in the examination because none of his answers were dashed to the question asked. When the word comes that he failed because none of his answers were dashed to the question asked, that means his answers weren't matching. His answers were not matching to the questions asked. Answers not matching to the questions asked, right? Thereby he failed. Had it been matching, he wouldn't have failed, right? So I have to find a word which says that it wasn't matching. Now, matching means the answers weren't relevant, right? Something like that. Okay? So, elusive, no. Revealing, no. Referential, no. It didn't refer to something, right? Then what is remaining? Pertinent, right? The word pertinent generally means relevant. Okay? Right? When it comes to culture, generally the word is used, right? That his culture is somewhat pertinent like that of mine, right? That means his culture is somewhat relevant to that of mine. Okay, not completely, but somewhat. Okay, it basically is used in the form of culture, but yeah, pertinent actually means relevant. Okay, pertinent means relevant. So, Rajiv failed in the exam because his answers were pertinent to the questions asked. Okay, pertinent. Okay, that was not relevant to the questions asked. Okay, why did I write that not pertinent? Because none is already here. Okay, so you don't have to add an extra no, giving it an extra meaning makes no sense. Okay, Rajiv failed in the examination because none of his answers were pertinent to the question asked. Now, if I change it into the meaning of relevant, hear me out. Rajiv failed in the examination because none of his answers were relevant to the question. Did it make sense? It did, right? You don't have to make it non relevant or you don't have to make it as not pertinent, right? So, alone these words are making sense because of the word none. None means it's no, right? You don't have to add an extra not to make it more sensible, right? Moving ahead, question number 8. This is a very simple question. I give you 30 seconds, give it a try. Okay. Now, for this question, I don't think we need any trick. Dashed by people's perception, it seems that democracy has succeeded in India. It's simple, right? Going by the people's perception. Why going? Why not following? Because remember, following comes by the word the. Going goes by the word by. Okay, this is by normal English. Okay, following is followed by the, going is followed by, going is followed by. Okay, so it's a general English grammar. Okay, so going by the people's perception. Now, again, if you have this transformation, see, perception is what? Something that people have explained, something that people have imagined, something that people have universally accepted. Maybe they have never seen it, maybe they have never felt it, but they have accepted it somehow. That is what perception is. That is my perception that he might be a bright student. Okay, somewhere I have accepted it because maybe I've seen certain qualities, maybe I have seen him perform somewhere or something like that, right? So it's always something that's imaginary. Okay, so it's always going by. If I go by my perception, then maybe he's going to do. If I follow my perception, I never follow my perception, right? Because perception is something that is imaginary. How can you follow it? You always have to go by your perceptions in order to achieve something, okay, in order to get something. So it's always making sense when it is to go by. Okay, so always go by your perception. Okay, so whenever there is a word like perception, it is always go by. So here what it will be, answer will be going by the perception, people's perception. It seems that the democracy has succeeded in India. What is the answer? Answer is in option number B. It's as simple as that, right? Great. Moving to the ninth question. Okay, your 30 seconds starts now. Give it a try. Okay. Many ecologists are concerned that the greenhouse effect is changing many of Earth's dash weather patterns into dash system, unable to accurately forecast by those who study them, right? So it's a very huge statement, right? What I understood by reading it once is that the concern is a greenhouse effect which is changing Earth's weather, okay, into some system, something, okay, that becomes very unpredictable, unable to accurately forecast. That means the weather of the earth has become so unpredictable that we cannot accurately forecast. Now, unable to accurately forecast means it's something related to prediction. Initially something was predictable, now it has become unpredictable, right? So let's look for a term like unpredictable. I don't see unpredictable, but I see the term predictable. Now let me fit in somewhere, right? Let me fit in it, since there is a first word, let me fit in the first blank. Many ecologists are concerned that the greenhouse effect is changing many of the earth's predictable weather. True. Why predictable weather is correct over here? Because here it is saying unable to accurately forecast. That means now it has become unpredictable. Right? But initially it was what? It was predictable. Right? So predictable weather in patterns into erratic system. Okay, erratic system means something that is abrupt. Okay, erratic system, unable to accurately forecast by those who study them. How correct, right? So I got my answer in the first point itself just by understanding what the statement wants to say. I just translated this last part. Something was happening over here due to greenhouse effect. Ultimately, they couldn't find out or forecast the weather accurately, right? Great. So, if I consider others, okay, steady weather. I don't think weather is a steady thing, but weather is something that can be predicted. Uncertain weather. It is uncertain now, okay? It's not able to be predicted now properly. So uncertain is over here, not here. Here it should be something certain. Had it been certain, I had to choose between predictable and certain, right? Chaotic weather. Chaotic weather isn't something that will fit into the box, right? So my answer is in option number A. Clear? That is predictable and erratic. Moving on. Identify the phase and mark its meaning. That means this statement has a phase in it. Idiom and phases, that kind of a phase is there in this. Identify that phase and you have to mark the meaning of the phase. Okay, so your 30 seconds starts now. Give it a try. Okay, your time is up. So, for the alleged involvement in espionage, he is under a cloud these days. Now, where is the phase? Very important in a given question that you know how to find a phase, right? Now, always try understanding what is a phase, something that has a different kind of a meaning that is all of a sudden added, and something that really makes no sense. Like he has been alleged involvement for an espionage. What is an espionage? Espionage basically means the practice of spying. Okay, he has been alleged for the practice of spying. So he might be spying on someone. So maybe he has been alleged for that reason. There are allegations on him that he has been spying on someone. So thereby he, instead of using the word spying, he has used the word espionage. Right. So remember, the meaning of espionage is to spy on someone. Now, from spying, where did the word cloud come? Right? So that means this is the phase under a cloud. These days is not included, but this much is the phase under a cloud. Now, since this is the phase, you have identified the phase. You have to mark the meaning of this phase. What does the what does the phase under a cloud mean? Let's look into the option. Experiencing a cloudy weather. He has been accused of spying. Experiencing a cloudy weather will really not fit in over here, right? Enjoying a favorable luck. Come on, he's been allegedly involved in. He has been alleged for his involvement in espionage. He has been accused for his involvement in spying. So how can he have his favorable luck? That is also not possible. Under a suspicion. Maybe under observation. Okay. Now, under a cloud, right? What will this actually mean? If I look into the statement, it says that he has been alleged, he has been accused. Allegations are there. There is no foolproof, right? It's not a foolproof that he is having. He has actually done some spying work. Okay, so under a cloud basically refers to the fact that it is suspected. He is suspicious of, like under a suspicion. Okay, under a suspicion. It is not under observation. Okay, under observation means it's for sure that he has done it, and now he's being observed with all the activities that he do and everything. Okay, but now he's just been accused. He's been allegedly told that okay, he's a spying agent, he's spying on this person, so he's kept under the crowd. There is no foolproof. He's under the suspicion that maybe or may not be this person is someone who's involved in spying, right? So under a cloud is the phase. The meaning is under a suspicion. Okay, he is expected to be the person who has been spying. So answer is in option number C, which says under a suspicion. Got it, everyone? Clear? I suppose that this session has been really helpful for you. So if you're looking forward like to these kind of more session, I would request you to please download the Campusmonk app, which is there in your Play Store and App Store. I suppose the link is in the description below. So please do go check out. Choose your favorable course that you want. Do go for the combo one because you get all in one, and that's one for all. So it's one of the best app and with almost the best content that you really need to crack any online exams and the placement. So people, it's high time that you prepare and buckle up for the heated up hiring session that's going on in different organization. Do not forget to like, share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel Campusmonk, and we'll be getting you more interesting videos in upcoming days. Until then, take care. Bye bye.